Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. And yeah, I know this is supposed to be a match preview, but there's no match. It's all been postponed, right? And we're gonna sort of dissect the reasoning behind it. I sort of know the reasoning behind it, and you can probably tell by the time on my tweet I've just put out, I'm not happy, and I'm blaming one person. So, but yeah, we got Tommy talks both. How are you, my friend?
To be honest, I'm raging. I'm absolutely raging for numerous reasons. Obviously, we want to see games go ahead. We want to see rivalries go ahead. And for
Yeah.
us, it's like we've already lost 3 games to postponements. It's day before as well. Day before the North London derby. If it was 3 or 4 days ago, it would have been. We could have prepared for it. It's so annoying. I'm raging, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, like, I watched, I heard it come through today, and I'm like, so and it comes down to this, right? If people don't know, Arsenal basically got no midfielders left. That's basically how they're saying. So, and there's only one case of COVID, right? So, one case. But we've got no midfielders, yet we decided at the start of this window to sell a midfielder and then bring in no replacement as an option. And then all of a sudden, now we've got no midfielders. We're relying online on the FA to bail us out. That really works, Arteta. You know what I mean? Like, and you people wondering why I don't trust this manager when it comes to getting us up into even top four, even to a title race. Do you see why? He does stupid decisions like this. This is the sort of thing Wenger would do, and then we end up losing the title in January or February. Like, if he kept Ainsley Maitland-Niles, we'd have no excuse but to play this game. We'd be playing this game because we'd play Lokonga and Maitland-Niles as the DMs. Lacazette would have been in where Smith or Odegaard would have been, and Ketty would have been up front. We'd have the players. Like, Saka and Smith Rowe would have been playing. It would have been taking the risk to play. Martinelli would have been fit. So it basically comes down to the fact he decided to sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles and bring in no replacement.
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing yesterday on my channel. I thought they would risk Smith Rowe with Odegaard out with the COVID. I thought, yeah, he hasn't played for the last couple of games, has he, Smith Rowe? But I thought, yeah, you definitely would have risked him. But this is the thing about the centre of midfield. You knew the players. Arteta knew the players were going to the African Cup of Nations, right? He knows they're African. He knows they're African, right? So two of them are centre midfielders.
He does. But then again, he'd never been in international before, so you know.
You would have thought he'd done his research, but you're not on your own, Steve, when it comes to Arteta out. So maybe he didn't even do that. Maybe he wasn't even aware 4 of his players were going out to the African Cup of Nations. It's the only way to look at it. It's the only reasoning behind letting Maitland-Niles go. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And when you mentioned to me yesterday as well, you had Guendouzi out, sent him in.
Guendouzi's on loan. Nielsen's on. Yeah, Reece Nelson's on loan. Torreira's on loan.
Saliba can play centre midfield. Saliba can play centre midfield.
Yeah, he's on loan. Yeah. So because we've loaned all these players out, Balogun's on loan as well. That could have been an attacking option. Like, he's just put him out on loan. So you're putting all these players out, but not realising we need players to play the fucking games, mate. If you may not notice, you can't just grab someone off the street and say, "Oi, mate, put an Arsenal shirt on, man. Like, I'll pay you 10 grand. You can play a game." Like, I mean, it's stupid. And then you're expecting us, you're expecting the whole world to be sympathetic to you. No, it don't quite work like that. I mean,
I'm starting to think it was premeditated. Let Maitland-Niles go out on loan. We will sign a replacement, but we'll sign a replacement after the Spurs game.
Yeah, but then again, you think Lasagna Gate was premeditated. But there you go.
That was. I will stand by that until the day I die. That was premeditated. With Arsene Wenger's little twinkle in his eye.
Yeah. You used your own chef.
His chef apron and the twinkle in his eye. Yeah, man. Oh, mate, what a pass that was. That's when we never got into the Champions League. So that killed us. Man.
That was a literal shitstorm. That was.
That killed us, man. But do you know what? That's why this season, like yesterday's, well, it's going to get rearranged, isn't it? Tomorrow's game, but such a big game, such a huge game. Because I think come the end of the season, a lot will be on this. I think there'll only be 2 points, 3 points between us maximum. I think so. There's a lot riding on this game. Well, whenever it gets fucking played now. But
I mean, obviously, I mean, like, you get all the premeditated bit, and I'll get you another point because, for example, we've got Liverpool at the start. We had Liverpool this week. We've got Liverpool next week as well. It kind of makes sense in a way, right? So what's going to happen? And like, what's going to happen now? We're gonna delay every single game until we either get a replacement or the AFCON finishes. Is that how it works now? Do we have to wait until because like what makes you think the Liverpool now game is going to be played? Like that's what I can't work out. Like because
and you lot complained about Liverpool getting the game postponed, and you lot complained.
Yeah,
about
you know what I
mean.
This is what I said. Like I said to this lot, like you're all sitting there moaning that Liverpool should play their under 23s and 18s, but now it's flipped on you. You're like, no, FA, come bail us out. Like bail us out. No, right? And to be fair, Liverpool's they actually had some COVID cases. We've had one. And
but look, I'm not in the camp. I'm not in the Spurs camp where I'm saying Arsenal have received rights that no other club has. I think if this happened to anyone, it would be the same story. If they put the claim forward, like we don't want to play the game, I think it would have been the same for everyone. But it's just why put the claim in? Get the game played. There's been enough postponements already. We're missing players. Mate, we are missing players. We're missing Son. Without Son, we struggle. We really, really struggle. Reggie, left wing back. We're playing Arsenal supporter Mac Doherty at left wing back. Do you know what I mean? He's a right wing back. We're playing him at left wing back when Reggie's injured. Dyer, our only commanding centre back out of three, and Romero, another centre back. So we got injuries ourselves. We literally have injuries ourselves. So I don't think it would have been a worse time for Arsenal to play us even. So. Yeah, it's just fucking annoying.
I don't get it. I mean, I know this is supposed to be like an Arsenal Tottenham talk, but I'll put a link in the chat anyway. I can't be asked. But I just don't. It's like I don't get like the excuses they're coming up with is that like I mean, for example, when we sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Even I said this, like, why are we sending him without a replacement? We're short in that area. And they were like, well, you can't keep him if he doesn't want to be here. And I went, do you not understand how a big club works? If your club if your club actually functions properly, you tell that player, said, I don't care if you, if you want to be here or not. Until we get a replacement in, you can't go fucking anywhere. Because we ain't got no replacement. Right? So until we get a replacement, you're staying. Simple, right? Because we need you right now, which is the obvious case, right? We needed him for the Nottingham Forest game, but we played Patino instead. And as soon as we did that against Nottingham Forest, and there's no other sort of backup, and there's exactly what was coming, right? We'd have to play Liverpool and make do. And then all of a sudden, Granit Xhaka decides I'm going to get myself binned off because it's Granit Xhaka. You can't rely on him to stay, fit throughout the fucking month without doing something stupid, right? And then, we can't wait on him to come back because he's got to play. We got to play 3 games for his suspension to get cleared, that doesn't work. So. The option only was Maisie Maitland-Niles that we had left, or play Lokonga and Patino and play an 18-year-old in a North London derby when he's played one FA Cup game and he got absolutely slaughtered, right? So
what was that? Obviously, that was a Forest game. I don't know too much about this Patino. I seen him, I think, in one of the early rounds of the Carabao Cup, and he done all right.
He was the Sun. He came on for 20 minutes. And it was against Sunderland though, and we were already 3-0 up by that point. He came on and
Did
scored
he
in his
bang one?
debut.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
banged one, didn't he?
yeah,
He scored, didn't he?
yeah.
But that's not enough. Sunderland struggling in League One. They're doing okay in League One. Do you know what I mean? This is you should be scoring against.
But it's the
Sunderland,
third round of the FA Cup. You're playing away. It's not in Forest who were trying to push promotion. He was never going to be ready for that game. Never.
No.
I said it when he played it. Especially when you've got Lokonga, who's only 21, who needs to cover him.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, it's for me, it's this is just like.
That's a real lack of experience in there. That's a real lack of experience. 21-year-old has just signed.
It's not just so.
And Coutinho, yeah, that's poor.
No,
it's poor.
Jordan,
It's
it's
poor
not
management. It's poor use of the squad, or use in the transfer market.
I've said
It's
this
really
for
poor.
ages. People saying about how his squad management is. Well, why have our players fatigued? Because he overuses them, right? Saka's not had a rest since lockdown 2020. So, like, no wonder he's out through fatigue. You've got who else is there? Let me try and think about this. Yeah, Smith Rowe. He's had periods of rest, so I can give him that one. But like again, with this, like in terms of what's left, he's either put out on loan or he's either trying sold. Right now, people might say, "Yeah, but we didn't need him." Yeah, but like, do you know why Man City are so good? Because they have squad depth, so they have players in reserve if they need it. And in a world where we have COVID at the minute, and during the winter there was going to be COVID cases, you need a squad that you got to have a side that's going to be a heavy reliant squad, right? This is why Liverpool are struggling as it is right now in their title race, because some of their squad are out. So, like this is not just inexperience in the midfield, right? With Patino and Lokonga, this is inexperience in Arteta as a manager, right? And this proves again why this man will never lead us to a title challenge. Will never get us into a title race or into a title race that we can win, right? Not when you've got Pep, Klopp, all these great managers who know how to manage squads and big squads at that and big players, right? Because if you're having to get rid of players to keep players happy, it shows to me you can't handle these big names. You can't. Because what happens when you're going to need the big squad to challenge for the league? You ain't going to be able to do it. So
it's the same with us. Our depth is shocking. Our depth is ridiculous. That's why I mentioned our injuries. That's why if with Son and Reggie and that injured, we're weak, man. Our second 11.
That's the thing. We
were 1-0 down to Morecambe. You know, Nottingham Forest are bad, but we're talking 19th in League One. Morecambe 19th in League One. They can see
this is what I'm saying. So why aren't you putting the application in? Why is it Arsenal putting the application in?
Our depth is absolutely shocking. But you know what? We don't even... The problem with us is Levy. Levy micromanages everything. He micromanages every negotiation comes from him. People thought that Paratici comes in, director of football, he's going to lead negotiations. He will never, ever lead negotiations. I think it's safe to say, Edu for you, Edu is... The negotiations are going through him, aren't they? Would you say?
If he's not flipping burgers on a beach.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. How long has he been there now, Edu? How long has Edu been there? Director of football.
It's been a while now. Since probably Arteta came in, really.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Something like that. But again, you could also maybe look at inexperience, maybe in the boardroom as well. But again, it comes down to it. Who's the manager? Arteta. He decides what he wants and what says goes. Like he's got what he wants and what he's got what he's asked. So if he decided I'm going to sell Anthony Maitland-Niles, that's his decision.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, now especially player sales, especially like getting people out of the squad. That is completely up to the manager. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So now we've got short midfielders. That's down on Arteta's decisions. That's down on him.
He's lucky. Like, he's a lucky boy. This game got postponed. He's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy, Arteta, that this game got postponed. Because as you said, it would have been on him. It would have been on him letting Maitland-Niles go. And we fucking knew. We knew the boys were going to African Cup of Nations. The 4 boys, the 2 centre mids. We knew that. You knew that. Everybody knew that. So this would have been on him. If you got battered tomorrow, I don't think you would have. I still think it would have been a close game. But if you got battered tomorrow, it would have been on Arteta, and he's very, very lucky.
Even if you just lose the game, for me, losing is just getting battered. Like, you know, it's just
in a North London derby, losing those 3 points is that's exactly that's the season, isn't it? That's the season.
Yeah,
the North London derby is so big.
Yeah, it is. Because like. For me, it's sort of the season goes out the window. It's all about that game. Like, and if you've decided to sell your midfielders, so you've got only like the Congo Bettina left, and you get absolutely smashed because of it. Whether you get smashed 1-0 or 5-0 doesn't really matter. You've lost the Spurs, and that's I'm sorry, because of your decisions, that's inexcusable. Like, and it's also a North London derby that maybe turned Arteta out in the first fucking place, right? Yeah. Because of his in-game management in that, and how he played in that. So it wouldn't be surprising at this point. It just proves the point again why this guy can't manage this football club to where it's supposed to be. Simple as that. Right? This is the thing as well, is that you've got injuries as well, and you've got if Arsenal have got a right to protest this and get this postponed, you've got a right to as well, right? But you ain't the one soul singing or dancing, right? Because Antonio Conte just manages with what he's got. And that's the sign of a great manager. Right? Like, he just sits there and gets on with it. You don't just sit there and realise, oh yeah, I fucked it up, let's go and try and moan the ball and get it off.
But this is the thing about Arteta, especially...
Arsenal fans don't want to hear the truth. This is the problem. You won't get this from Arsenal fans, right? Or not the real Arsenal fans that actually have a real opinion, because they just want to be covered up in this little world where it's all against us. You can't blame us. It's not our fault, right? Like, the world's against us, right?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. It's the same as Spurs fans. But I'm not in that mind. Look, it's, you get what you deserve sometimes. And but the thing with Arteta is, you mentioned about, a manager should have power in a transfer window. It has changed. It has changed over the last 10, 15 years. In the Wenger days, in the Ferguson days, they run everything in a transfer market.
Wenger.
Yeah, but mostly it's still come down to the manager. The manager used to be, have almost the final say in a way. Now it's changed, but Arteta, having been there for 2 years, should be able to have a say. He's got that power where he can have a say on who to bring in.
No, hang on. Arteta, since he's come in, has got exactly what he wanted. He's got exactly what he wanted every time.
You spent money in the summer.
Yeah, how is it we spent 150 million, but now we've got no midfielders to play a game?
It's ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous.
It's mad, isn't it? We've spent 150 million, the most of any other club. We've got no midfielders to play a football match.
And who did you sign? You just signed, as I said, you just signed.
And we signed a midfielder as well. Yeah, we signed Lokonga as well. So we signed a midfielder as well.
You was gonna lose Xavi anyway, weren't you? Xhaka. You wish you had Xavi. No, you're gonna sell.
I wish I had Xavi. Yeah.
You're gonna sell Xhaka anyway. You were gonna sell Xhaka anyway in the summer, weren't you? He was gonna go.
Yeah. And guess what? Because we couldn't sell him, we'll say, "Here you go, mate. Here's another contract."
What was his? Was his contract run out in the summer? No, it was.
I think he had about a year left.
Right.
But
and they gave him an extension.
Yeah, we gave him an extension because we couldn't send him to Roma because we wanted an extra 5 million. Mate, he's not worth 50 pence, let alone 5 million. We're already raping him of 12 million.
Was it 12? He's no spring chicken either, is he? He's not fucking young, so you don't know to get 12 million.
31 now.
Yeah,
he's about 30, 31 now. So it's
good business selling him, man. It's good business selling him. We need Dele Alli out for the same reason. I'd take 12 million for Dele Alli. I'd take 10 million for Dele Alli, and he's 25. You know what I'm saying? So 12 million for Xhaka is good business. What's happened to Dele Alli, man? Because he was such a good prospect at one point. He was unbelievable. The first 2 years, he was incredible. He was scoring. I think his first full season, he scored 15 goals. For a midfielder to score 15 goals, you're talking Lampard. You're talking Lampard-esque goal scoring.
I think you saw one of those goals. I think it was against Palace where he dropped it on his volley. It came down and he volleyed it straight into the net.
Beautiful
piece of football.
One kick up. Turned it round and bang, bottom left corner.
That's what I meant. Like, kept it in the air and banged it.
We had 2 years. We had 2 years of brilliance from Dele Alli, and then a lot of it was our previous players made him look a lot better than he was. Like Moussa Dembele, one of the most underrated Spurs players, was incredible. He used to draw people into him, so opposition players into him. So he used to draw free players into him because nobody could get the ball off them, and then that would give Dele Alli space. So Dele Alli would have the space because he's taken free players away from him. Made Dele Alli look good. As soon as Dembele left, and he lost his hunger, he got a new contract as well. It's like similar to Aubameyang. Do you know Aubameyang? You give him 350 grand a week, and things went downhill after you give him 350 grand a week. After Dele Alli, after he signed a new contract, pretty much went downhill from there. I think it's the same with you boys. And Mesut Ozil, wasn't it? He gave him stupid money, and then he sort of, he went downhill.
Yeah, same again. Like, because, and this is what I said about Ozil, right? He turned up for one season, disappeared the next. The third season, the title challenge season, he did well, and then 16-17 disappeared, like, and then 17-18 he played up really well until his contract came in. Once his contract came in, disappeared again, and never saw him again. Tim Gold, big up, mate. Or how about all Prem teams don't play with a striker like City? Then we will win a couple of Premier Leagues. You know. Do you know what, mate? Like, everyone's allowed to, like, everyone's got to play their games, despite their injuries and everything, like Tottenham have done. They've not put a request in. They've not put a request in at all. Like, they've accepted they've got their injuries and they're going to play their game. Whereas Arsenal, no, because we've sold our midfielders. We've got our players off at AFCON. We've got a player with COVID. We've got, like, injuries as well, like, because we can't use the squad properly. Like, we're now going to try and lean on the authorities. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not having that. I'm not having it.
That's the big one, though, isn't it? For me, it's the African Cup of Nations. It's the African Cup of Nations. That's the reason he wants it gone. If El Neni and Partey were there was never no chance he would have asked for the postponement if Partey and El Neni were there. So
even if they were a risk, they would have played it.
Of course. If the boys didn't go to the African Cup of Nations, Aubameyang's not playing anyway, but the other three, no way would this even be a conversation. We wouldn't be having this conversation about whether the game should be postponed or not. Not only would it not be postponed, but we wouldn't be having a conversation, which is fucking ridiculous.
Because I think you still put the application in. I bet the Asian Maitland, if the Asian Maitland was still here, and he had kept him until he got a replacement, they put an application in, but only that they'll just go, yeah, you guys are Maitland, shut up. Play it.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, they probably would have told you to back the fuck down.
I think what they've done is gone to, look, we can't expect us to play an 18-year-old, can you? Really?
It's one COVID case. You've got one COVID case. We've got one COVID case. You've got 3 injuries. We've got 3 injuries. And you're the ones asking for the postponement.
This is the point. This is what I'm saying. The idea of like getting games postponed, it was brought in case there were an outbreak of COVID in the squad.
Exactly.
How's one case of COVID like an outbreak? Like, it doesn't make sense. If this was any other season and it was just injuries, we'd all be having to be told, play your under 18s. This is what we'd be told. So why is it now different? Why is it now that, like, we get to do this? I'm sorry, like, even if we played the game later on, I'll be like, yeah, we won, but we shouldn't have played it now. Even if we win the game, because we have Partey and Xhaka and our big players back, we're like, alright, well, it doesn't really mean anything because we should have played it in January. Like, it puts a dampener on the whole victory because it doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean. It's like someone... I'll go back to Abu Dhabi in the Grand Prix. It's like Hamilton leading the Grand Prix for 37.5 laps and then having it stolen away from him by the FIA. Like, innit? It's just like, well, the guy who won it, yeah, he won a title. He's like, yeah, well, the FIA did help me out in that one, didn't they? So,
I think he's a bit of a Spurs fan, Verstappen. So I was on his side. I think he's got a love for Spurs, Verstappen. So for that reason only, I was on his side. But we know you love the Formula One. When's it starting up again? When's it all starting up again? Mid-March, and we've got so quick.
Yeah, it does. We got a new F1 channel coming up as well, so don't worry about that. So if you do want to, go follow instead of just instead of at SFeatley, just put F1 on the end of that, and there's the new Twitter page. So go and follow that as well. So big up Talk Man U as well. It's helping us out with that. It's a big up. Arsenal should buy. No, mate. No.
He's doing all right though. Do you know what? They like him in centre midfield. Do you know in centre midfield they like Joe Linton, Newcastle. They're saying he's he's a different
did they
player.
really? Good, they can keep him.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want him. We don't want him either.
9 likes. Hit the like and subscribe. Glad the derby been called off. I ain't. I'm sorry. This is Arteta's fault.
He might be. That might be a question mark there. That might be a question mark.
Yeah, you are having a laugh, Anthony. This is all down to Arteta, right? And in any other season, he'd be told to play the game. So, like, I'm sorry, we should be playing this game. There shouldn't be any excuses.
Like, I'm trying to look at it. Yeah, I'm trying to look at it from an Arsenal perspective, and I'm trying to think. Look, take my Tottenham hat off, put my Arsenal hat on. Would I be happy with a postponement? I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, nah. Do you know what? I wouldn't. I still wouldn't as an Arsenal fan. Like you, Stephen, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take the postponement. I'd play the game. I would play the game because, especially, do you know what? You've got youngsters, man. Your youngsters are naughty.
So it's postponed.
Your fucking youngsters are naughty, man. Naughty. Talk Man U. I watched the game. I just watched the game. The Man United Villa. Oh, you fucked that up. Oh my God, Man United fucked that up.
Oh, look, hang on. What's that?
Jesus.
Hang on. I gotta check this out. I got something else to talk about. By the way, the link's in the chat. If anyone does want to come on, do so.
Jump on, boys. Jump on, boys and girls. Hit that like. Subscribe. It's all free. It's all free.
Yeah, it's all free. It's all free. 2-2. Oh shit.
Man United 2-0 up. Man United 2-0 up into the 20th minute. And Coutinho came on off the bench. Got an assist and a goal. He got the assist to start with, and he got the goal, the equaliser in the last 10 minutes.
Mate, they ain't getting
off the bench. Off the bench.
So they ain't getting top 4 this way. They're not getting top 4 this way.
Ronaldo didn't play. But still, you know what? It's up for grabs, isn't it? 4th place is up for grabs. Arsenal, it's fucking up for grabs, man.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think like the way it's going and the way Man United are going, it could be just between Tottenham and then Arsenal for the top 4. Like, and West Ham. Because don't forget West Ham is still in it.
I know. We always forget about them. Yeah, we forget about them.
They're so easy to forget. That's the point, and they're doing really well. Like they're like 30. They've played we got now a game in hand on them. So, which would have been if basically it's the North London derby. If we did win that, we'd be a point above them. So, but like, they're still up there, and it's still easy for them to go and get it. Like, I mean, they show the Premier League table right now, actually.
West Ham used to just be known for the gimmick, innit? Blowing fucking bubbles. I don't think that should have been allowed anyway in the pitches. You know, to put the bubbles out there, getting in players' eyes, and all that bullshit. But now they're known for actually winning football games. Which is hard to get your head round. But we forget about them. But you know, they're doing well. So Leicester in there as well. Leicester, where are Leicester now? Leicester are 10th, are they?
Leicester are 10th.
But they've got games in hand as well. They've got
a few games in hand. If they win like those games, then definitely can be in it. But it's in terms of Man United's form, I'd be very worried. Like in terms of their form. But
we got on Wednesday. We got Leicester Wednesday if it doesn't get fucking called.
Jesus. You've got one COVID case, injuries and suspension, and yous were the ones to loan Ainsley Martinelli and Balogun. Don't want to hear your bullshit from... Mate, you ain't getting that from me, man. Like, go target AFT, like go target that big channel. You know what I mean? The other channels are available. Go channel the fake positive ones, right? That come out with all the excuses for Arteta. Go jump on their Twitter spaces and give it to them. Like, you know me, I'm blaming Arteta on this one. Trust me. Like, I'll use anything to blame on Arteta. But he is true. He is to blame for this. He is mainly to blame for this because, like, some of the injuries are because he's overused players and you've loaned out players when you could have quite easily kept them. like knowing that what COVID cases can easily come around, and like yeah, so like in any other season you'd be told to deal with it. So yeah, you're not gonna get that from me, man. Like
The problem
I'll say it
the
as it
problem
is.
Spurs have got, we got Deadwood. We got similar problems in terms of getting players out and getting players in. We got
Yeah,
so much dross. I just touched on Delhi. Got Ndombele, who doesn't give a shit. The most talented player in our
yeah,
squad,
it's a
but
shame. He's got
just
such talent.
he's a waste man. Lo Celso plays week in, week out for Argentina. Won the Copa America with Argentina. Started every game the past year, but is hopeless for us. Absolutely hopeless. So our owner is letting us down. Not so much the manager. We've got a really good manager now. The owner's letting us down because he won't take a
Yeah,
lower fee for some of the players. Like Dele
problem is
Alli's
he
not.
can't do that. The problem is he can't. This owner can't carry on like that because your manager will just walk.
Yeah,
That's the
no,
thing. Your
exactly.
manager will just walk.
He won't mess about, Conte. He's not going to mess about. If they don't back him, then he will just walk. And then the Spurs fans are going to fucking. There's going to be a revolt. Then there really will be a revolt. Then
I mean,
if
who we
Conte
got?
ends up walking and we sign fucking Adama
Uh,
Traore this month and that's it, and Conte walks, there's going to be mayhem at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium
I mean,
over
who we got? And we
whenever.
got we got Holding useless. Kolasinac useless. Chambers is useless.
I heard that. Oh yeah,
Pepe is useless.
I heard today that Chelsea want Kolasinac. That's bullshit, right?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's complete
That's
bullshit.
just that. Yeah, that's just bullshit. And then he's a 7 out of 10, but he doesn't get anything better than that. But like Xhaka, get out of here. Nketiah, get lost, and then on loan. Like these are the reason these players are on loan is because we can't get rid of them. Right, apart from Saliba, Bellerin, Torreira, Maitland-Niles, Mavropanos, Guendouzi, Nelson, and Balogun.
What did you make of Joe Willock? What did you make of Joe Willock?
Joe Willock, I believe we should have given him another chance. We should have given him another chance, man. Like, he was doing really well at Newcastle. I don't get why we didn't give him another chance. You know what I mean?
Another centre, someone a midfielder that plays centrally. I know he's more of a number 10, but he can certainly play centre midfield as well.
He's definitely, and again, that's another midfielder we got rid of. Like, and he was a goal scoring midfielder as well. Goal scoring, which is what we've lacked. Overplaying Saka so he gets injured, and Xhaka getting suspended basically postponed the match. Yeah, Steve. Yep. Like, mate, you know what I mean? So, do you think Spurs will sign anyone? Tommy, do you think Spurs will sign anyone in this window?
It looks like we're going to sign Adama, and that's it. Unfortunately, we're not linked with anyone.
Going to walk.
Well, 1st of Feb. Yeah, I mean that's the end of the window, isn't it? If it's really bad, then he may just do that. We're linked with the only player I've been trying to do transfer shows on my channel. I'm like, oh, Conte's in. We've got so much dross. We should be linked with everyone. I'll do a transfer show 2 or 3 times a week. Mate, it was a struggle Thursday night because it's fucking no one. We're not linked with anyone. We're not linked with selling anyone. So it is a struggle, man. I'm going to be doing that once a week.
Whether it's us. No, to be honest, with us, like, when it comes to my transfers, it's like, we're linked with this player, 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 but I don't believe but I believe it's all bollocks.
Stephen, we're not even being linked with people now. This is at least we can have something to talk about. You know, even if the majority of it's bullshit, there's nothing to talk about because it's just, all it is Adama Traore. And apparently they want £20 million. We're only willing to bid £17 million. And that is the story.
Oh my God,
of Daniel
are you joking?
Levy.
3 million fucking
That's the story. That is the story.
How
of
much
Daniel
money has he
Levy.
got at his disposal and he's moaning about £3 million?
That sums up Daniel Levy in a nutshell.
That's like me saying, like, I want to buy a bag of crisps for 60p when they only cost £1.
In a supermarket.
Just pay the
in a supermarket.
Just pay the extra 40p.
They can't negotiate with you. What are you fucking negotiating for? You know what I'm saying?
Like, for the and then if you negotiate saying I want to pay 50p for it, and I'm like, you'll negotiate another 50 pence. Like, that's exactly what Daniel Levy's doing. Like, the Wolves are sitting there saying it's £3 million for fuck's sake. Come on. It's like
he's a waste man. He's a complete waste man. But he's done it in the past. He's done it with Jack Grealish. We bid 20. They wanted 25 million.
He's brilliant.
Who's that?
Daniel Levy. Steven halfway through the month, no signings week.
That's what I thought of
Anthony, what
Arteta,
do you
mate. For the
expect?
first year, I wanted Arteta there. Keep him, give him a fucking 10-year contract, whatever he wants. And I still know he's pretty much useless. But you have been a bit better this year. Do you know what I'm saying? For Spurs fans looking in, you've been better this season. But you're gonna know more than me, obviously.
Yeah, but we still ain't gonna win. We still ain't gonna win anything. So
Yeah, you
don't
still ain't
worry
gonna
about
win
it.
jack shit. You still ain't gonna win jack shit, no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
music to my
Steven,
ears, man.
halfway
That's
through
music
the
to my
month,
ears.
no, yeah, Anthony, you should
You
know
know
by
what?
now. We ain't gonna sign anyone. If we do, it'd be a lone player, and it'd be someone we don't want.
It's
Right.
Arthur, isn't it? Arthur's the guy that's been really strongly rumoured.
What do you make of Arthur?
I don't know. We talked about him a little bit yesterday. I don't know a great deal about him other than Barcelona. When they signed him from Brazil, it was like £30 million, which is rare to play a Brazilian club 30 million for a young player. I know Real Madrid have done it with Vinicius recently. They spent a lot of money, but it looks, Vinicius looks the dog's bollocks. Not so much Arthur, but he was, the first year and a half at Barcelona, he was outstanding. He had a lot of first team football. So I'm looking at that thinking, oh, this guy's class, but he struggled. Since he went to Juventus, he struggled. But that's the only
Yeah,
way you're going to get him. It's like with us. The only players we're going to get is players that struggle. They're struggling. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
nobody wants to come to a team like us that finished 6th and 7th and haven't won a trophy for 14 years. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're
yeah.
struggling. Unless they are struggling. And do you know what? This year's a
Unless
big
they
year.
actually guarantee it.
Do you know what? This year's a big year because it's this crazy year, calendar year, because the World Cup is
Yeah,
2022.
22
So
too. Yeah,
players will want to get their name out there to get into the national team squad from January.
yeah.
Usually it'd be from next season, 22-23,
Because he's
for the
getting
whole
no game,
season.
and he wants to do that because he's getting no game time in a minute. With at Juventus, I think he's played 7 games as far as I know, right?
Yeah, not
And
much at all.
it's always
Juventus is struggling.
it's difficult at Juventus because they've got a lot in their midfield already, so it's always been difficult to get in that side. So I don't think that's too much down to maybe the talent of the player. It may just due to the talent of their midfield, but like we'll see what comes of it. But Arthur dropped of quite a lot in the last couple of years. Like I said, I'm not gonna judge him because I can't judge someone I've not seen. Like so, that's always been
He
my
was
mantra. If I
swapped.
haven't seen the
He
player, I can't
was
judge him.
Yeah, he was swapped for someone. Juventus, I think Juventus paid. No, Barcelona paid
Mm.
money. No, Juventus paid money plus Pjanic, I think. Juventus
Because here's
paid
the
money
thing.
plus Pjanic for Arthur.
Yeah, because here's the thing is that, for example, I never knew Tomiyasu, never heard of him. Never heard of him, right? But then we bought him, and he's been alright. He's been quality, right? So people that want to sit there and judge him when they've only watched 2 or 3 games, like you can't judge him after 2 games and think, oh, he's crap. You've got to sit there and look over a few months or so and see what he's doing over a consistent base, over a week-to-week basis.
He's mustard,
So
Tomiyasu. He looks quality, man. We were
he's
linked with
quality.
him way long before you. We were linked with him for fucking
Oh no, you did
ages.
our scouting for us, thanks.
Oh, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't know a great deal about him other than he could play centre
I
back,
remember
right
we
back.
did that preview after he joined, and you were so fuming about it. I'm
It
not
wasn't
happy with
that
it.
bad. It wasn't that bad. I was pissed off because it was £18 million. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
In today's window, £18 million is not a lot of money.
it's
It really
peanuts.
isn't. It is, exactly. It's peanuts. And we spent £35 million on Gil, who hasn't started a Premier League game yet. And it's like, fucking hell. And Tommy
and
Arsenal
you're
looks good, man.
scrimping and saving for freaking Adama.
30 million on Emerson Royal. I saw
Do you know
something
what
the
it reminds me
other
of? It
day, yeah?
reminds me of fucking ggezif, mate. It really does.
You
Oh
can
my
diss your
god.
lot. You can diss your lot as much as you want, but your scouting team's doing a lot better than fucking ours. I can tell you that over the last 6 months.
Yeah, you
Because
know what I mean.
you were looking at Emerson Royal. You were looking at Emerson Royal in the summer. You started
Yeah.
looking at Emerson Royal, and his stats are fantastic. Oh, he gets the most tackles in the game. But then Edu looked at him and he watched the games rather than looked at stats and was like, "Nah, fuck that. We ain't spending £30 million on Emerson Royal. He's dog shit." And now, as Spurs fans, we know he's dog shit, completely dog shit, horrible player. And then we've got 30 million on him, 35 million pounds on Gil. We've got a backup goalkeeper, Golini, who's absolutely useless. And who's the other one? Gil. Oh, Sarr's gone back on loan to Metz. Our transfer window was an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Tommy Arthur would be perfect for us now because we play three at the back. He can play for Bologna. He plays centre back. He could be our right centre back.
Yeah, because you were protesting
perfect.
after the window. You were protesting big time.
He would be perfect, man.
Big up, David United. Big up, Maisie. I hope you're well. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to Devils United right now. I just saw you on the Ladies in Red show, so big up to that. And also, I saw your Matchday vlog as well, which is I think, was it Manchester United women won 5-0 against Birmingham, I believe it was, today. So, yeah, big up. It was really good. So, I really did enjoy it. So, go and, mate, if anyone hasn't gone and checked the channel out, go and do so and subscribe now. Everybody's saying Arthur isn't good. He's like a Chelsea situation, Juventus, Barca, Real. They all stockpile players. Yeah. They all do. They all do stockpile players. But it does help when it comes to these decisions. Ramsdale, when it comes to situations like this, Ramsdale and Tomiyasu been the best business Arteta's done. I can't disagree with that, to be honest. I can't disagree with that because Ramsdale, everyone gave him such hate, even Arsenal. Like any Arsenal fans that gave him hate, what are you saying now? What are you saying?
Like, I was laughing when you spent, what was it, £30 million on him?
Oh mate, I was thinking, oh god, what have we done? Like, but I didn't. I always said like, no, I'm gonna give him a chance because you've got to give him a chance to prove himself. Like,
of course,
no matter who he is, right? And you've got to back him because as soon as he puts the Arsenal, as soon as he signs that contract, you've got to back your player, right? And he's proved everyone wrong. Right? And I think maybe that sort of reaction from the fan base sort of spurred him on a bit to say like, yeah, I'm going to prove you lot wrong, right? So, and he's been quality since he's come in.
He has looked outstanding.
No
he's looked outstanding.
Maisie.
But the whole Leno situation was a bit weird for me because he only had like one bad season or half a bad season. It was pretty good before that. I'm pretty sure it was pretty good. But it changes so quick in football. You have like a bad 6 months and that's it. You replace, bang. So the Ramsdale one was a little bit weird, considering he was relegated with Bournemouth and Sheffield United his 2 seasons in the Premier League. But he looks fucking absolute mustard. Like he is the future England keeper without a shadow of a doubt. He's a future England keeper. I know it's still early days, but it's his leadership as well. I like how he shouts.
His leadership,
rallies the troops. He rallies the troops.
You don't get that with Lennon. Lennon's just nice. He's just like, I don't care if your defenders hate you, right? That's a good thing because then they don't want to get on the wrong side of you, right? So I think, with Ramsdale,
when his team, when Arsenal got the ball, he's in his, he's using the Braille cream, sorting out his hair, getting the gel. Not really interested.
The problem with I find with Ramsdale, the only time I've had with Ramsdale is the Liverpool game the Liverpool game last week. He was a little bit like. It was a bit more of a scrappier game, I'd say. He was a bit contentious going up for some balls and collecting, and I just felt that he was a bit on edge that game. But other than that, he's been faultless ever. Like, to be honest, I would keep Leno as he's a good number 2. Yeah, he's been like I've said, Leno's always a good shot stopper, but his just distribution's appalling. Ben Scheidt needs to just go back to Brighton. Like,
is that common? Is that what Arsenal fans are really thinking about? Do they really think he's that bad?
He is shit, mate. Every time he touches the ball, it is literally like the circus. It is. He's supposed to be a ball playing centre back, mate. Gabriel looks more ball playing centre back than he does. Right? I look more of a ball playing centre back than he does. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, you could chop someone's legs off and it'd be more of a ball playing centre back. Like, the guy he never tracks also runners. The Nottingham Forest goal, for example, never tracked the runner at all. Right? So it's very easy to slip past him for strikers. It's Gabriel sometimes is having to bail him out.
So as Spurs fans, we were correct about laughing at that signing, huh? I'm glad we were correct about something.
Yeah, you were
right.
like, yeah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
I wanted Dunk. If I was going to get any the two of them, if we were getting one out of Brighton, I would have choose Lewis Dunk.
Yeah.
Over
do you know what? I watched Brighton against Palace the other day. All three of them are good. Webster's solid.
That's the thing. They've not actually swapped. They've not actually bought a replacement. They just moved to a back three. What does that tell you about Ben White?
It's weird. It's weird. Hopefully they get Rodon. Apparently they're linked with Rodon, so they can fucking have Rodon all day long. They can have Joe Rodon.
I think Leno has fallen out of love with Arsenal. Probably wants to go back to Germany. Yeah, I wouldn't be blaming him. He couldn't play with his own balls. Ben White is more used to a back three though, like Sanchez at Tottenham. I think it's unfair. Would you agree with that?
Ben White is more used to three at the back.
Yeah.
Brighton have always played three at the back, haven't they? They used to play three at the back as well, didn't they? He's more used to three at the back.
I think though. Yeah, I think so.
Sanchez at Spurs. I don't even want to fucking talk about Sanchez at Spurs. The guy, he's MC Hammer. Honestly, the way his legs fly about, he spends more time. Yeah, exactly. He spends more time on the ground. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Mate, you want to moan about people on the ground? Go look at Granit Xhaka.
No, but centre backs. You can't have centre backs that do that. It's supposed to be physical. He's strong. We hear. He's just
stay on your feet,
floor, mate. Fucking joke, man.
Even like the Man City game, the return at the Emirates. Like I'm watching some of their play, and we were playing really well in that game. But even some of the times I'm looking at Granit Xhaka, and he takes Sterling out twice, and it would have been 2 bookable offences. And I'm like, when do you ever fucking learn? Like, this is the point. People go on, and he goes on maybe a 10 good, like he goes on maybe about a 5-game good run, and like even though he's so slow, and then people be like, oh yeah, he's doing all right. Then he does what he does against Liverpool, and he just proves it again. I'm sorry. If anyone tells me we can't get better than Granit Xhaka, you must be drunk. You must be taking some seriously heavy shit.
I want you to keep him as long as possible.
This is what I'm saying.
I'll pay his wages. I'll pay his wages. So he can stay at Arsenal as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Right, when you got Dan, Burn and Dunk either side of you, it's going to improve you.
Yeah, they're underrated, Colonel. They're underrated, Colonel Ward. They really are.
Absolutely, mate. It's like when you've put Holding instead of Gabriel there, like when we did against Man City, we fell apart. Holding doesn't know what he's left from his right. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like he doesn't know whether to keep his hair or grow it. Like so, when he can't do that, Ben White gets exposed. Like. And it gets exposed for the defender he is. On his own, and on his own individual talent as a defender, he's shit. He needs someone good next to him to make him look half decent.
That's exactly the same as Sanchez. They're saying we've got a lot in our squad. He needs an arm around his shoulder. He needs to play with a leader. Yeah. Sanchez has been there 5 years. He's been with us 5 years now. He's a centre-back, should be a leader on his own right now. Why does he need leader next to him? Dele Alli needs an arm around his shoulder. Oh my God, Ndombele needs an arm around his shoulder. These players got to stand up on their own 2 feet. They earn enough money.
Yeah.
They've been there long enough. They should be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And a lot of them can't. It's a bullshit excuse. Sanchez was our second most expensive sign of all time. £40 million. Unbelievable. How much the money we have wasted is truly, truly incredible.
Absolutely. I think we're going to come to the end of that, to be honest. But thanks for everyone with the comments and the questions as usual. Obviously, I wish it was going tomorrow, but there you go.
You can't give a predicted score, can we? You can't give a predicted score, can we?
Okay, so what would you predict would have been the score if we were playing?
I said I said there's going to be a lot of goals. I said there's going to be a lot of goals. So I think you beat us 3-1 earlier on in the season. I thought it was going to be something like that to us.
Okay.
I would have said 3-2. I think there would have been a lot of goals. But you know what? With Eric Dyer, we were 50-50 on Eric Dyer. Without him,
Yeah.
this is hard to say. Without Eric Dyer, we look weaker now. That's how shit our
Yeah.
centre backs are. So without him, it could have been like fucking 4-4 or something like that because our defence is
And he
horrible.
was, and I tell you what, people were moaning about him last year as well.
Oh mate, I can't stand the boy, but he's the best out of a terrible centre back quartet.
I get that.
So I would have said 3-2 Spurs. I would have had my Spurs hat on and said 3-2 Spurs.
Yeah, I said we're a shit out, isn't it? 1-0. That's what I said. Like, in terms of the lineup, we would have played our usual back four and goalkeeper. There would have been me as a DM, my mum as a DM, right? My uncle on the right wing, my cousin on the left wing, my other cousin in the middle, right? And then Lacazette up front, right? Because we got no midfielders apparently, so that's how it had to be. So there you go. Yeah, but that's what would have happened anyway. That's what we were going to predict. But yeah,
we'll have to do this again. We'll have to do this again when we actually play.
Do you know, when we actually play each other, we'll definitely have to do it again. But yeah, Tommy, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, man. As you can see on my little banner there, Tommy Talks Ball. I'm on Twitter, so you can follow me. It's just at Tommy Talks Ball, and then my YouTube channel's on there as well. It's mainly Spurs stuff, but I try and do some neutral stuff, and I got a preview. Not much point now, as we said, with brilliant Steven, Luca, and a couple of other Spurs boys yesterday. So if you want to check that out, a fair amount of banter. And subscribing's free, so if you can subscribe to me, but make sure you smash a like on this channel first. I love what Steven's doing, and subscribe here.
Big up, thank you. And like I said, make sure you do go. Like he said, make sure you go and subscribe to Tommy Talks Ball. Make sure you also smash the like and subscribe button here. Become a member as well. Right, it's a little donation every month to the charity. From as little as $1.99. 3 levels to choose from. Great perks as well. And also, if you add, obviously you see my Twitter handle SFeatley. If you put F1 on the end of that, you'll find the Twitter page, and also the same on the Instagram as well. Same on the Instagram is the pages for the new F1 channel that's going to be coming out it'll be launched at the end of February, and then all the content from on the F1 side here will be moved from here to to that channel by the latest beginning of March. So yeah, once that's all sorted and done,
I'm subscribing to that right now.
Yeah, just follow it on Twitter. It's on. I've uploaded it on Twitter, and it's pages off Twitter and Instagram right now. The channel, the actual account, I'll turn into a channel at the beginning of February, and then once it's all sorted and we got the overlays and everything that we want, we'll move all the content onto there.
Sweet. I love my F1, man. I love my F1, so I'll definitely subscribe.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be quality this year. Trust me. Hopefully, Hamilton will be back this year. So yeah, but I'm not gonna go into that. I'll end up in a rant. And it's not, and like I keep saying, it's not because of Hamilton, it's because of an F1 point of view. But make sure you go and smash the like and subscribe, and we will be back late. Not tomorrow, obviously, so it must be Monday then. So until then, take care.